Vlad Ethereum Classic.
What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to Capital Gentlemen. It's your host, Vlad Ethereum, and we're gonna go over multiple narratives in the crypto space, like AI, Ethereum NFTs, Solana NFTs, DePIN, meme coins, staking tokens, DEX tokens, and layer ones. So if you're interested in those things, make sure to go over to Capital Gentlemen Twitter, follow Vlad Ethereum Twitter, my personal Twitter. Um, Daily alpha on both. I'm kind of silly on here, but I still speak facts most of the time. Sometimes I'm fucking around. But to get started, so first thing I want to bring up: Coinbase plans to integrate with Solana. The company wants transactions on its platform under 1 second and 1 cent. To do that, Coinbase will integrate Lightning and Bitcoin and other layer ones that are very fast, like Solana. CEO Brian Armstrong told Decrypt. So what this is telling me is that not only is Solana going to be, I mean, it's already bullish, but it's not only going to be supported for potentially USDC transactions because Coinbase is big on that, but I'm thinking that it's also going to be bullish on SPL tokens, things like Render, but on Solana, like the Solana version of Render, maybe like things like maybe eventually Bonk 2025 listed on the platform, something similar to a Shiba Inu situation where we see Bonk get listed and due to its just regular meme structure, narrative, etc. We see them trying to capitalize on the billions of dollars in inflows and outflows because if they don't, then other exchanges will steal the competition, and they won't necessarily get all that opportunity to work with all that liquidity if they don't list it. So I think that's potentially incoming if they're going to be, integrated on a serious level with Solana. I think at some point they're going to list a lot more SPL tokens and Bonk, potentially. Moving on from that, so I mean, there's other meme coins like Myro. There's other meme coins. Actually, no, I think that's the only other one. But here's the difference between Bonk, Myro, and Samo is those aren't actual memes. Those are just insider jokes that Solana guys understand. Bonk is a legitimate meme. You can Google Bonk and the meme will come up. You're not gonna Google Samo and it's just gonna be the crypto. You're gonna Google Myro. It's just gonna be the founder's fucking dog. Like it's not an actual meme. It's just an insider joke, and that's the difference between Bonk and I think these other plays. Like fuck the tokenomics. Tokenomics don't matter for meme tokens. So if you want to use that as an argument for why Samo could do better, like no, Samo is literally based on Sam Bankman Fried. Just to let you know, so no, that's those. I'm not really rocking with those. Maybe something on Ethereum like Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Tanidu because it sounds funny. But the fact that Bonk is getting listings before that one, and that one hit like 150 before Bonk did as of recently, but then tables got turned. Um, I think that says a lot. So I mean, personally, me, the only meme coin I'm fucking with is Bonk. Moving on past that, we've covered meme tokens. To cover DePIN, the render network. Basically, it's decentralized GPU mining, and they get paid in render, and you can pay for the service in render. This was going for about 50 cents, and basically the whole time in 2022. As of right now, it's about 350. But I think this token is a good opportunity because not only is AI a sector with this token, but it's also DePIN, so it's two sectors in one token, and I think that is ultra bullish for this token, especially when you're looking at a lot of other AI plays that have AI tokens, but not necessarily any kind of utility yet to be have created. I think that this one is already in play. I mean, Helium Network isn't necessarily an AI play, but Helium Network is another deep in play where they're working on basically decentralized um, mobile data. So if you're bullish on that, then those could be two deep in plays to pay attention to. Moving on past that, Solana NFTs. Solana NFTs are a very different game than Ethereum NFTs. Like the highest blue chip on here right now is 10K, but who knows how high these can run to in the bull market if we're really thinking about if we're really just thinking about like legitimate use case, like a lot of these, not even a lot, like some of these Ethereum NFTs, and by some I just mean Pudgy Penguins. I think they're the only successful collection. I was talking about these at point three. Um, um, what's it called? Big Pudgies, Big Pudgies. I think I was talking about these at four, but I mean it doesn't really matter. I mean like it's the buying price is to get a real pudgy penguin is it's basically like it's gonna cost you a rack and a half, a bare minimum. I think a bit higher now. Um, but for this is gonna be about like what, like 18K. It's like 18K to buy 16 grand. It's 17,000 for a fucking penguin. 17,000 fucking dollars for a fucking penguin. 17,000 fucking dollars. 17,000 fucking dollars for a penguin. Crazy, crazy ass, crazy ass, crazy ass. Just straight up, straight up, straight up. Just crazy as fuck. Um, I did have a chance to buy these at 2.4 like a long ass time ago. It was kind of crazy. I don't know why I didn't fucking do it. I should have did it. I didn't though. I should have. But that was like a long time ago, bro. That was a long time ago. It was like back here. It was for like 2 fucking days too. It wasn't even for that long. And then they like rocketed right after, bro. It was hilarious. But anyways, but yeah. Yeah, Pudgy Penguins. They come. They have a legitimate business model. So um, that's why I'd be kind of bullish on them. But the thing with Mad Lads is actually to have that NFT backpack app and a lot of good devs over there. But then Claynosaurs, I feel like actually um I feel like they're I mean I know their team has worked on a bunch of good movies. So I know they're serious. I know they're dead serious about animation. Um I mean I'm not really crazy on NFTs right now. Out of anything I would do Pudgy, but I kind of like I'm not I don't really care anymore because like okay, let's say like I mean like I had a couple of these around like point three, so I had an opportunity. You could call it a fumble, but not really. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't call it a fumble personally. Just because I don't. I'll put it like this: from point three to six ETH, that was like 20x, and maybe a 30x if it goes to like nine. The only way I would be getting basically wrecked is if these run to like 20 and big pudgies run to like 100. Then I'd be like, all right. I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, what the fuck? But at the same time, though, I'm probably not going to give a shit just because, like, I'm in a better position with Bonk to make like a fucking 100x anyways. Like, these aren't gonna 100x, bro. Like, point 0.8. No, these aren't gonna 100x, and big pudgies aren't gonna 100x. So, like, that's why I'm not worried about it. I mean, there's different kinds of opportunities. Like, if you want to actually be involved, if you want to actually go to some of these events, if you want to go to some of these events, then I see why you want to own one. But that's not really me. I'm not. Nah, I'm nope. I don't really nah. I don't really want to. Like I feel like I mean it's easier to say that at the start of the bull than at the top of the bull, but I don't think I don't see the point like moving silence. I don't see the point of linking up somewhere where there's obviously a bunch of niggas with money and you're gonna expose yourself to that kind of like network risk. I'd rather just link up with a couple like max 5 people and we discuss like legitimate business ventures. But moving on past that, I mean, it's still a good play, but that's just like they have the Walmart thing. They're in Hot Topic. They're probably gonna make a fucking Netflix series or some shit. I don't know, but like there's big things coming for this. So, but this is the only NFT collection I respect at this point. Everyone else, I don't fuck with anymore. Um, moving on past that though, um, so Lil Pudgies, we covered that. We covered Mad Lads. I mean, you can look into these. I mean, this is definitely in a bit higher risk category when it comes to NFTs, but at the same time though, when you're looking at like crypto, when you're looking at stuff that you want to see get to CryptoPunks level, then you kind of do have to start considering things on other blockchains, because who's to say that CryptoPunks are going to be the only kind of things that are compared to like this is definitely like Bored Ape, but not price, but like Bored Ape equivalent, technically just in a smaller ecosystem. And in the future going forward, it could be just Bored Ape equivalent, not necessarily in price, but just in, you know, Grail equality. Like there's probably a lot of difference between a Bored Ape and a CryptoPunk, but ultimately, at the end of the day, generally, you're not looking at a major fucking difference, in my opinion. Probably on literal price, but they do the same shit. Like you just look at them, right? Like fuck. Moving on, right? We talked about Dpen, talked about that other stuff. Now, when it comes to layer ones, I'm looking for a couple of things. Let's use Solana for example. I'm looking for that total value locked to be on the uptrend, so that's good. Um, zoom that in a bit. Looking for that total value locked to be in a good position and on an uptrend, and then I mean, it's been kind of weird because it's been going down in Sol, but it's been going up in USD. So depending on how you want to see it, um, kind of weird. But I think that'll be solved in time. Like it doesn't really matter too much. But anyways, you're looking at like applications with a good total value locked, and you want to see where that total value locked is being distributed. So right now it'd be largely among staking players, like liquidity players. So you'd be wanting not financial advice, but you'd be wanting to consider tokens that are revolving around where people are locking up their liquidity, like liquid staking categories, like Marinade Finance, and if Jito comes out with a token, or if you're looking for lending, because sometimes people will take these staking tokens, like they'll get either Jito Sol or M Sol, and they'll put it in the lending platforms like MarginFi or Solin, and then they'll lend those out to get APR. It's kind of, that's kind of why crypto is crypto, right? Because you're using something to get APR, as using something as collateral to get APR, and then you're using that collateral to get APR on that collateral. Like it's kind of fucking funny. But then on top of that, you're looking at, okay, if all this is getting, if all this TVL is coming through here, you already know that we're going to be getting a lot of volume. And if you're looking at volume plays, you're looking at plays like Orca and Radium. And I called these a while ago, but again, they're still not bad opportunities. So, looking at layer ones with basically like actual use case that has been playing out, like something like Cardano that's still in its baby stage, I won't even give a fuck about. Like it has a lot of layer one token price opportunity, but I mean, like as for what's getting proven currently, it's Solana over Cardano, and that's why I kind of am where I am on that. Moving on past that, AI token narratives again, Fetch AI, AGIX, potentially. This one's on Cardano, so it's more of, do you believe Cardano is good? And if Cardano is good, do you think this Cardano based token that's AI is going to be able to capitalize on the AI narrative, even though it's on Cardano, or is that a benefit? That's kind of the question there. Fetch AI is Cosmos based AI token, but I think the best one out of all these is Render and maybe something like POW. Um, Different kind of flavors of the day, but AI narrative is going to be big for the 2024-2025 bull market. I can tell you that off the bat. Um, I mean, I'm not necessarily going to go over all these fundamentals, but it's something to still cover because the name of the game isn't necessarily to get all these cryptos and shit. That's not necessarily the name of the game, and I think this is also um I forgot what kind of token this is, but I know this is a narrative. I'm not even sure. I think this might be like a fuck. I kind of forgot. I know this is a narrative though, but the point of the game isn't to get as many narratives as possible in your portfolio. It's which ones do you have the most conviction in, and where do you see a lot of the use case? Not even use case, but tension, narrative, liquidity, etc., etc. What's going on with all those things? Example with Bonk, the kind of the narrative there is is necessarily not that it's just a meme token, but it's just that a lot of things line up clearly for the token. Example, my homie over here, he's a pretty smart guy. He believes Bonk is going to 10 billion. I'm getting slight confirmation bias, but generally good people that I know are actually bullish on the token. I'm seeing people with six figures actually already invested in it, but like I'm talking like 150 to 400 fucking grand that are already accumulating this token that I know personally, right? Which is insane. So I'm like, okay, that's smarter money than me. So why am I not doing something similar? And to where we've seen tokens be able to go to in the future, I think that this is a solid play for me. And I've already have my safe core position in something else, obviously, as a hedge, right? But it's about how well are you able to prove your own thesis to yourself, what's the downside risk, but then also not getting too divided amongst all the metas because there's always going to be a meta to make money off of, and your might not be mooning at the same time somebody else's meta is mooning. But that's not necessarily the point. It's just what sector do you expose yourself to? What's the risk of that sector? Where's the liquidity coming from for that sector? What's the narrative? What's the kind of the sell the news events? What's the buy the news events? Because there those exist, like the Bitcoin spot ETF. That's a buy the news event. You don't want to sell on that. You honestly you want to have been bought, but you know what I'm saying. Um, you know, AI plays when AI really gets rolling in 2025. You want to be looking to sell off there. You want to be looking to be like, okay, DCA out there, stuff like that, not financial advice. Layer one staking tokens. Once you start seeing like, layer one staking tokens on a downtrend because people are starting to sell off their stake on top of their Solana, then you're like, all right, I'm going to sell off my staking tokens now because I know that if the layer one ecosystem staking has already topped out, I know that the only reason I know that the only reasoning for these layer one staking tokens like MNDE or if Agito comes out with a token, I know that the upside has been maximized and I'm now exposing myself to only downside risk on my gains and my initial investment. So it's a lot of those things that you have to take into account. Another thing to take into account quickly, layer one tokens. Again, not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, because you got to think with Ethereum, it's going to be crowded when Ethereum is 7K to interact with OpenSea and other DeFi applications. Gas fees are going to be like $400 fucking. So you're looking at other layer one blockchains with lower fees. Like that's why Cardano is still kind of relevant because even though it's not as fast and as cheap as Solana, it's still cheaper than ETH. That's why people like it. Some people like they Duck Riley, the founder and everything. and the peer reviewed research, but that doesn't fucking matter. It's the winners winning. It doesn't matter. The winner is winning. So um, but looking at other plays like new plays that aren't necessarily as relevant right now. Like Caspa is pretty relevant, but people don't know about it. It's not mainstream yet. Potential player there, Caspa. Um, Caspa for layer ones. Um, Avax. I don't own any Casper or Avax, but I know that these are somehow narratives that haven't actually fucking imploded quite yet, at least. Casper Avax. And a new narrative also is the next quote unquote Solana. What's the Solana of this cycle? I'm hearing a lot about this token, Say. I'm hearing a lot about this token, Say Network. Um, or C, Say. I think it's Say. Another fast blockchain that I think could be very relevant. But if you're hearing, here's my thing with any of these narratives, you want to be balls deep in a sector, but you also want to know not only the ins and outs, but the fact that you're only exposed to one to under five cryptos, you're going to be really proficient at understanding what's actually happening versus it being exposed to 20 different cryptos and it's hard for you to even understand what's going on with two, because you got to understand, not only if you're newer a learning curve, but also just the overall volume and not necessarily the time that you might have to understand that information, right? So, layer one ecosystems, Caspa, Solana, technically ADA, say, right, as a potential speculative layer one, because it's not a lot of layer ones that you see under, um, what is this? It's not a lot of layer ones that you see under 1 billion. So I'll give you that much. So I think that's about it. Oh, and I'm actually hearing some stuff about Tia, Celestia. Damn. Whoa, motherfucker. You son of a bitch. You fucking bitch. This shit is. This motherfucker just mooned like a bitch. God damn. God damn. Fuck, man. Celestia. Holy shit. Anyways, yeah. Other plays, I don't know if this is a layer one, but like, this is crazy. Like, yeah, bro. It's not time to sleep right now. It definitely isn't time to sleep. It's not. We've only got 144 days until the halving, bro. Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. It's the time is really ticking. It's really ticking, bro. And once we hit that 100 days until the halving mark, bro, we go. Whew, ooh, man. Ooh, man. In position, you gotta be. All right, I'll see you guys later. It's been your host Vlad Ethereum, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure to follow the Capital Gentleman Twitter along with my personal Twitter